Hi, welcome to week 29 of Beloved Blackness. I'm Dr. B. So today we're going to talk about National Breastfeeding Month, which is the month of August, but specifically the last week of August is Black Breastfeeding Week. And you can go to blackbreastfeedingweek.org to learn more information about it. But I thought it was so fascinating and really, really remarkable that two Black women, I believe that's the origin, forgive me if it's more than two, from the Bay Area, if I'm not mistaken, said, hey, we need to talk about the unique challenges that women of African descent have as it relates to breastfeeding. And so I want to just talk about kind of like some of the history around how the impact of the Maafa has created some ways in which Black women relate to our bodies, including our breasts, and not just Black women, how we relate to our bodies, but even how people within the Black community may relate to our bodies. And the first thing that comes to mind is just the history that through the enslavement experience, that many Black women were required to nurse the infants and children of their enslavers. So just imagine that. Think about that. And think about that within the context and backdrop of the many Black women who would actually bear children, give birth to those children, and then those children be taken from them and be sold to other enslavement camps. Some people refer to them as plantations. And here they are, actually having given birth to their own child, unable to nurse that child because that child now has been taken from them and sent somewhere else. And even if they were able to nurse the child, what kind of conditions were they able to nurse this child in? The amount of stress and trauma that they would have endured. And then, in all likelihood, the possibility of that child being taken from them, but then to be asked and required, not asked, that sounds like it was a polite, would you mind nursing? No, to be required to nurse your enslaver's infant while you are managing all of the psychological, spiritual, and relational impacts of being objectified, that often included even the horrific experiences of being raped, of being objectified in terms of your body being used for the commodification of whatever was they were doing on that particular plantation, whether it was cotton or whatever the particular product was. And so to have the experience of bringing to your own breast, that experience that's supposed to be one of attachment, connection, nurture, but then have an infant who did not come out of your womb, but who actually is from the womb of the enslaver that you then have to give life to when you were not able to protect, give nurturance, security to your child the way that under normal, healthy conditions you would have been able to do. So within this backdrop of National Breastfeeding Month, but more specifically Black Breastfeeding Week, I want us to think about our relationship with our bodies. Think about our relationship, if you are a woman of African descent, your relationship with your own breast and what that means, whether you've given birth to children or not, and what that relationship with your breast means to you, what your relationship with your body means to you, and to spend some time to reflect on the impact of the trauma of enslavement on your own family history in terms of whatever you may know, but also will you imagine your own relationship with your body, how that history may have impacted you specifically. And allow space this week for God to breathe like new light in that area, awareness about whatever that may be, that relationship may be, so that then it's not a relationship that dictates you, but that you over time will have the kind of relationship with your breast and with your body that invites dignity, that invites value, that invites feelings of worthiness, feelings of love and acceptance. All right, until next week.